Chapter 8 Emotions. I believe that we are in the midst of a culture and time that teaches us not to listen to our emotions. Boys shouldn't cry is a phrase that comes to mind. I cry a lot. Most often it isn't because I am sad. Many times it is because I am joyful, thankful, or finally understand the beauty of something that had been right in front of my face my entire life. There are plenty of reasons to cry besides sadness. Not to say that crying because you are sad is inherently wrong for some arbitrary reason, but there's the danger. What we are really teaching our kids is to not fully experience what they are feeling. To me, this is tantamount to suppressing your sensations of pain. It's just dangerous. Your emotions are constantly signaling to you. They have a message for you. Sometimes you either don't listen to what they say or you don't know what they are saying. Not listening can be fixed. Listen to your emotions. Understanding them takes time and patience. Not listening to your sadness can cause a great deal of trouble. Here's one of the best ways to resolve your sadness. Acknowledge that you are sad. Then give yourself enough time to figure out why you're sad in the first place. This brings clarity. We can work with clarity. We can take action. That gives us affirmation. Suddenly, sadness is useful. It's a tool in our toolbox, not an enemy that we try to avoid. Other positive emotions don't really need an explanation. We embrace the positive ones. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you fulfilled. There's a reason you are happy when you are happy, whether you realize it or not. The emotion of happiness is useful because you don't have to know why it makes you happy. It lets you know for you. The spectrum of frustration, rage, and anger has a role too. Frustration is a result of our immaturity. We get frustrated when we can't figure something out. Frustration just slows us down at that point. We get frustrated when we don't accept a situation for as it is. Rage is more of a reaction. It can't last for long without dissipating or being resolved. Road rage happens. People are in a rage. They need to take it out on someone immediately, regardless of how minor the infraction may have been. Anger, on the other hand, can play a vital role in how we behave. Without anger, you may never do something about an injustice against you or someone you care about. Anger lets you know when something is not right. Like your other emotions, you may not necessarily know exactly why a situation isn't right, but anger knows for you. There were some studies done by Harvard on what causes violence. Essentially, the studies found that the root cause of violence is social stratification. What is social stratification? It is the varying degrees of social order that result in what you know as the poor, low-income, middle, and upper classes. Putting it in more straightforward terms, when someone disrespects someone else by making them feel inferior, a violent act becomes more probable. Think about that for a moment. An imbalance of mutual respect is the root cause of violence. Think about what our emotions are doing in terms of balance here. It is important to warn you about something. Many of the emotions and thoughts you experience are not your own. Remember the superego? Sometimes you may be feeling what everyone else is feeling. Have you ever heard of groupthink? It's a problem in management teams. Everyone just agrees with everyone else instead of each individual contributing their own unique perspective. It all ends up being just one person's decision. And yet somewhere along the line, everyone washed away their own thoughts on the matter. This is why I urge you to take time out of your day to listen to yourself. Your ego has a very strong voice too. It's the one who will chime in and react when you get scared. Don't get mad at it. It's just trying to protect you. There is a time to be assertive, but reckless hate will be reactionary at best. To quote Guy Ritchie's Revolver, the greatest con that he, the ego, ever pulled was making you believe that he is you. When you are you, you'll speak your truth and won't defend yourself from a non-existent threat like your ego would prefer. Let's not forget the id. When you need to eat, you need to eat. The id's job is to make sure you eat. I doubt you will have trouble confusing the id with anything other than itself. Balancing your alone time and interactions with others will help you clear your mind so you can be you. This lets you express and reflect on your own thoughts and emotions in a meaningful way. There is one state of mind that is particularly devious. You feel empty. You don't have access to your signals. You need to know what this is so you know what to do next. It's called depression.